Welcome back to another CAD/CAM tutorial. This is another Siemens NX 3D modeling exercise, and you're going to model this part here, as we can see. So this is more like a hollow vase. It can be divided into three parts: this middle section, this top flange, and the bottom flange here as well. So we have the drawing for the part. All the dimensions are in millimeters, and all the unspecified fillets that we have here have a radius of 3. So basically this is all we have to note, and we can start modeling the part. So this may look complex at first, but it is very simple. Make sure you watch the video to the end so you know how to model this block or this part. Please like the video, subscribe, and turn on post notification so that you get a notification anytime I upload a video. Make sure you comment below "done" to show that you were able to complete this block in Siemens NX. Without wasting time, let's start. The first thing you're going to do is to create a new file. Model workbench, units, millimeters, as we saw here. Get a name for the part in a folder to save it, and this will take you to the Siemens NX 3D modeling workbench here. We are going to start by creating the middle section here. It is a round figure, so you're going to use the revolve command. So revolve here. On the drop down of the extrude, you have the revolve command. It creates the sketch on the front plane. So we start with the inner profile. We first have a vertical line, an arc, and an inclined line here. So with the profile tool, get a vertical line, we get the arc. I'll pull it down to get enough space at the top, and then we have an inclined line here. Now let's add some constraints. So we place this point on this x-axis. So click on the point in the x-axis here, point on curve. Now let's dimension. The vertical line has a length of 36. The radius of the arc is 30, and then the inclined angle is 11 degrees. So change this length to 36. The radius of the arc 30. And then the angle, we use the angular dimension. Click on this inclined line and the vertical axis here. This is 11 degrees. And then you're going to place the center of the arc on this vertical axis. So click on this center and click on this y-axis, point on curve. And then the diameter here is 28. Since we sketched just half, we want to get half of the distance. So the distance between this point and this vertical axis click on the point and pull the inclined line somewhere here, and then the diameter is 28, as we can see. So the distance from this point to the vertical axis here is 28 divided by 2, since we sketched just half. Now the vertical distance from this end to this end will be 98 plus 4. From this point to the horizontal axis here is 98 plus 4. So this sketch is fully constrained. We can now add the outer one here. So again, the same step we used. This time we get a horizontal line, a vertical line, an arc, an inclined line, and this time a vertical line to close out the shape. So the length is the same, the angle of inclination is the same. So click on this line and this line, make equal. There is a tangent constraint here, so click on it and delete it. And then click on these two inclined lines, parallel. The distance from this end line to where the inclined line ends is 74 plus 14. And then the radius of the arc is 38. The diameter here is 46, so half of it will actually be 46 divided by 2. Then again, we place the center on this vertical axis, so point on curve. So the sketch is fully constrained. We can now revolve. We're going to revolve with this z-axis. So zoom in and then select this z-axis. Automatically the points will be selected. Okay. So this is the midsection. We can add the bottom flange here with this sketch. So extrude, we sketch on this base plane here. We have 4 circles of diameters 14 times 2. Because the radius is 14, the diameter will be 14 times 2. So circle of diameter 14 times 2, which will be 28. The system has calculated it for us. And then inner circles of diameter is 14 this time. We have to align the centers. So click on these two centers, make them horizontal. Again, these two centers, make them horizontal. Now these two centers as well, we make them vertical. The same for these two centers, make them vertical. And then you're going to make the centers symmetric about the y-axis and the x-axis. So come to make symmetric. Primary object, the first center. Secondary object, the second center. The center line should be this y-axis. Now we do same, but this time we change the center line. Come to deselect all for the center line. And then you select the x-axis. The primary object, this point. Secondary object, this point. So now when you click on one point and remove it, you can see all the 4 are moving. The distance between the centers is 76. And then we'll have arcs to close out the shape. So the 3-point arc, the first point on this circle, second point on this circle, and the third point here. We make sure this tangent relation will show. If it is not showing, just as on this point, click on the arc and the circle. You can see the tangent constraint here, so give them the tangent constraint. And then the radius of the arc is 75. You can do same for the other side, but the best thing is to pattern. So we come to this drop down, we have pattern curve. A curve to pattern, click on this arc, a circular layout, and the point to be this center here. The spacing, count and span, we need 4 of the arcs in total. Okay, so we change the center, make the center back to this origin here. So make the reference 0. Yeah, the span angle 360 degrees. Okay. Then we need to make the flange hollow. So come to project curve and then select this arc. Okay. To make the sketch closed, finish. This time we start at where we made the sketch, so distance 0, and then the thickness of the flange is 14 millimeters. Boolean unite, apply. Then we add this flange. So we again extrude, we sketch on this face. We could have created a datum plane at a distance of 4 from this face, but we just make the sketch on this face, and when we are extruding, we add an offset of 4. That will still give us the same result. So we need a bigger circle of diameter. Looking at this top view, the diameter 65, and smaller circles of radius 12, so diameters of 12 times 2. So the system calculated as 24 for us. And then inner circles of diameters 12 this time. Now we make these centers lie on the x-axis. So click on the 2 centers and then click on the x-axis, point on curve. And then make them symmetric. So make symmetric primary object, secondary object, and the center line. The distance between the 2 centers is 100. Then we add inclined lines to close out the shape. So make sure the lines are tangent to the 2 circles. You can see the sketch is over constrained, so we try and work out where the over constraining is. So delete one of these dimensions and the sketch will come back to not over constrained, or the sketch is fully constrained. You can trim the unwanted arcs, and then you make the sketch hollow. So project curve, and then you select the second circle, which will be this diameter or this circle here. So this is the first circle, the second circle here. Okay. Finish. Reverse down, and then you start at an offset of 4 millimeters, as you can see here. Now we need to calculate this distance. That will be 98 minus 14 minus 74. And then we add that distance to the 4. That will be where we end the extrusion. So we end at a distance of 4 plus, into brackets, 98 minus 14 minus 74. Okay, so we close out the brackets. And then the system will calculate for us as 14. So that means this distance is 10 millimeters. Boolean unite. Okay. And then the unspecified fillets here have a radius of 3. So edge blend, and a radius of 3. Click on this edge, this, this and these two edges as well. You can add a metallic appearance to it here, as you can see. And yeah, that's how to model this part using Siemens NX. Thank you for watching to the end. This is the end of the tutorial. I hope this video helped you out. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe and share my videos to your friends as well. And comment below done to let me know if you completed this block with me. Let me know in the comments below done so I know you completed the block. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Safe.